Hey guys, John here. Do me a favor and head over to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and even Good Pods, and also Spotify as well to be able to go on ahead, rate individual episodes. Also, tell us what you think about our episodes on our audio only podcast. And let's go on ahead, get on with the show. We're going to be talking about Netflix is losing 200,000 subscribers. So let's go on ahead, let's do this. And hello, movie lovers. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about the fact that Netflix just lost 200,000 subscribers and what does it actually mean? So, basically, let me go on ahead and start off from the top. Basically, this was reported on the ABC News. Of course, it's also been reported on Variety and other movie news outlets. But basically, San Francisco, an unexpected drop in subscribers sent Netflix shares into freefall Wednesday and forcing the company to consider experimenting with ads and hold on to your remote, cracking down on millions of freeloaders who use passwords shared by friends or family. The surprising net loss of 200,000 subscribers rattled investors who had been told by the company to expect a gain of 2.5 million subscribers. Netflix shares sank 35% on the news, falling to their lowest level since 2018. And also, too, the Los Gatos California company estimates that about 100 million households worldwide are watching its service for free by using the account of a friend or another family member, including 30 million in the US and Canada. Those are over 100 million households already choosing to view. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings said during a shareholder call to Tuesday, "We've just got to get paid at some degree for them." And that may not be much at first. Netflix has already been experimenting in Latin America with programs that use a soft touch to convince the unsubscribed to sign up. In Costa Rica, for instance, Netflix plans prices range from $9 to $15 a month, but subscribers can create a sub accounts for two other individuals outside of their households for $3 a month. On Tuesday, Hastings suggested that the company may adopt something similar in other markets. Some current subscribers, though, say even relatively gentle nudge might push them to sign off. Alexandra Kylan, who lives in a nearby Albany, New York, has subscribed to Netflix since 2013 and shares his account with his mother-in-law. While he likes the service, a string of price increases and the loss of licensed shows has annoyed him, and any password sharing crackdown might be the last straw. If they start cracking down on password sharing, and I'm stuck paying the full $15 a month just for one person watching at a time. That's frustrating, he said. If they decided to do that, I'm likely to cancel. Despite some fears that Netflix crackdown on password sharing could encourage other streaming services to follow suit, experts say that it's not likely. And also, too, this is what some other person wound up saying. I think we should see competitors take different strategies here, said Raj Vaniskin, a professor of business and administrator of the University of Virginia. Some will follow the lead of Netflix and crack down on password sharing. Others will use this as a differentiator and promise simplicity by saying you can have one password for the family. For years, amid rapid global growth, Netflix has looked the other way at the not-so-secret practice of subscribers sharing passwords beyond their households, and Hastings has spoken passionately in the past about keeping Netflix ad-free. But competitive pressure is on the rise. Deep-pocketed rivals such as Apple, Walt Disney, HBO begun to chip away at Netflix's dominance with their own streaming services. The easing of the pandemic is giving consumers entertainment options beyond binge watching their favorite shows, and rising inflation is making families think twice about how many different streaming services they are willing to pay. So, now that we have that out of the way, so I'm going to go on ahead and talk about my opinion on what I think is going on here as well. So, reasons for possibly for losing 200,000 subscribers. Netflix pulled content from Russia, and they lost over, like I said, they ended up losing over 600,000 subscribers, even if Russia didn't happen. Let's say, for instance, hypothetically, if the stuff in Russia didn't happen, they would have gained 500 subscribers, 200 less than what they were projecting. Now, some would suggest that pandemic is starting to fade away, gain in subscribers was when the pandemic hit and everyone worked from home. And there wasn't even anything for anyone to do but to binge movies and TV shows. Now, here's the thing, that's actually true. We actually did see an increase of people that were actually watching and binging TV shows and stuff like that whenever the pandemic actually hit. So that actually does make sense of why there was an increase and spikes of content and stuff like that as far as things go, because people didn't have anything else to do or anything like that, but other than to binge watch a TV series or watch a movie or anything like that. There was no other content coming out, so therefore they had no choice but to go to the streaming services. But now that the pandemic is starting to wear off a little bit, people are now finding other ways of entertainment, like going back to the movie theaters and stuff like that. And they're doing other things outside of watching movies as well. So therefore, there's not even really any need for them to stream or anything like that, especially with them going back to work as well. But Netflix also continues to raise their prices, their rates, and stuff like that. So Netflix has a $9.99 monthly basic plan with a $15.49 monthly standard and a $19.99 monthly premium. So let me go on ahead and compare these prices with all the other stuff too. So Disney Plus also has a $7.99 monthly plan. Apple TV $4.99 monthly plan. Hulu has a $6.99 monthly plan with ads. $5.99 monthly ads, and that's what they have for Hulu. HBO Max $9.99 a monthly with ads, $14.99 monthly without ads. Prime Video $14.99 a month. So that's that. But here's the thing, though. I feel like this. Okay, when it comes down to this, it's not about the fact that here's the thing, people don't want to have ads in their stuff, even though there is an increase on Pluto TV with the free stuff and things like that. You also have Peacock as well when it comes down to free content and stuff like that. But here's the thing, you're not grabbing the consumer when you're making them binge watch everything in one whole setting. The reason why why Disney Plus is even popular right now is, yeah, you have Mandalorian, yeah, you have these shows, but you're not able to binge watch these shows into one setting. You have to come back weekly versus going on ahead and binging a whole entire show within one day. So that's one thing that they actually have, that Disney Plus have, that Netflix doesn't give the consumer a chance to come back to watch anything or anything like that, because you can actually binge watch everything into one setting. So my logic is this: come up with content for people to be able to come back to your service rather than having to dust off the Netflix app and said, you know what, I haven't touched my Netflix app for a while, so you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and watch something on Netflix. No, you need to have a reason for people to come back, just like how you have to have a YouTube channel and have content on there for you to be able to create things for people to come back and enjoy your content. And it's the same context whenever you look at Netflix. You actually have to have a reason behind everything too. You have to have a cohesive way of actually doing stuff. And if you don't have any content for people to come back to and you're binging it in one sitting, then what's the point of even coming back to an app or anything like that? You already binge watched all your shows. You've done everything you wanted to do within that one app. But with Disney Plus, you can go on ahead and watch Moon Knight, and that show's only a weekly show, and you can come back to it weekly. And I feel like that's what they need to do. These ads and stuff like that are stupid. In my own opinion, they are a stupid logic of even trying to do that, because of the fact that they're not looking at the consumer, they're only looking at the money because of how many people that they actually lost. And also too, another thing I want to mention is this: they're pumping out a lot of stuff and spending X amount of dollars into content when basically it's all crap. If you think about it, pretty much it's like searching into the bin at Walmart and hoping to find a golden nugget. And hopefully that golden nugget will grant you the best movie possible or the best TV show possible, depending if it's on the $5 bin or not. But either way it goes, you're hoping that that movie will actually entertain you or that TV show will actually entertain you. And 99.9% of the time, Netflix's original content will actually make you fall on your face and wonder why you're even watching this and wasting 2 hours of your time. So basically, instead of making quantity over quality and stuff like that, and that's all they're looking at. They're looking at dollar signs and forgetting about the why the because if you remember, they went over to Blockbuster. They were going to go on ahead and do business with them, and Okay. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties. I do appreciate you guys bearing with me. So, anyways, like I was saying, the streaming world is also starting to slow down since people are going back to work, and because of that, they are overspending on content. Netflix is going to be in a downward spiral now that Wall Street doesn't consider it a growing stock, which means Netflix will continue to cut its costs while they continue to cut costs and produce TL content and will cause consumers to gravitate towards other streaming services and will make consumers pay more, which is what we're seeing. We're seeing consumers pay more because of the fact that with the streaming services and stuff like that on what they're doing, and because Wall Street doesn't consider them a growing stock, which means also higher the bills and stuff like that for a monthly service. And also, too, streamers don't even care if they watch their content or not. They only care if people subscribe. Because after a few seasons, no one has even bothered to sign up just to watch that show or movie. So they cancel that show and they put money into other projects to hopefully gain subscribers. And that's exactly what we see here. So basically, they don't care if you watch a certain show. They don't care if that show gets a million views. Because here's the thing, you already signed up. You already subscribed. So why do I have to waste my time on that one person that just subscribed to my app, my service that I provide them? So why do I have to waste my time on that? My job is to go on ahead, get people to sign up for us, and that's it. And if that show doesn't do well, I'm going to cancel it because it's not getting the views it wants or anything like that. It's not getting that draw it needs or anything like that. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cancel that show after 1 or 2 seasons. And they don't care if you love it or not. One in a billion, you might be 1 in a billion people that love that show. Other people may not like it, but still, that has nothing to do with the fact that, hey, you already signed up for our whole entire our service. So guess what? We're not going to waste our time with you. And that's the sad thing. They don't care about the consumers that already signed up. They care only about the people that haven't signed up or anything like that. So that's why we're having that whole entire ordeal happen. But I also want to mention this, though, too. I feel like that if you're going to put money into something, you need to go ahead and do it out of quality versus quantity. Because you can have X amount of stuff, but that does not mean that it's great. It doesn't mean that it's a fantastic show. It doesn't mean anything. It's basically, hey, you have a bunch of crap that may or may not be good. So therefore, you need to go on ahead and look at what your consumers are looking at and maybe think about twice on what you're doing. And I also ranted on Twitter, if you guys haven't followed me on Twitter or anything like that on Movie Lovers Unit. But I basically said, having people on joint accounts does not mean anything. Because of the fact that you're not putting out the quality of the stuff that you want to put out or anything like that either. You're putting out bad TV shows, bad movies, and stuff like that, and hopefully somebody will subscribe. And that's not the way that you should go about doing things. And I feel like, too, that they have 2 of their shows that are about to be ending. They have Stranger Things, and they also have Ozark. Ozark's ending this month, and then, of course, in May, they have part 1 of Stranger Things, and then later on, they have part 2. So they have 2 of their best shows on Netflix right now. And if you don't think that they're the best or anything like that, that's completely subjective. But it's arguably 2 of the best shows that they have on Netflix right now. So therefore, I feel like Netflix is also on its last leg because they're actually hoping that people will subscribe because of the fact that it's actually those last seasons and they're hanging on to their one leg. Also, too, we also have Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is one of my favorite shows to watch and binge. But yet again, like I said, if they turn that into a weekly show instead of us binging it, that gives us a reason to stay with Netflix, to be able to say, you know what, the $15 increase may not be that bad or anything like that because of the fact that you're giving us stuff to be able to speculate over and to be able to give us stuff that we actually care about versus just binging it. Because here's the thing, I love binging stuff, but after you're done, you're like, okay, it's like eating a cake, a whole entire cake. Like, you know what, that cake was good, but now I got a stomach ache. Now I just got to go on ahead and read, and now I have to redigest and everything and try and find something else to fill that need versus going on ahead, slowly digesting a show once a week and letting it be the show and then speculate on stuff and have fun and use your imagination. And I feel like that's what Netflix needs to do. They need to go on ahead and look at what they have in front of them versus them just putting out wasting their time on more content. Because just because you have more content does not mean that you have good stuff coming out. So it's quality over quantity. But still, I still have to say though too is this. I mean, I love the fact that, I can binge shows, but I love weekly shows. Weekly shows are probably one of my best things about coming back to an app and also too being able to open up that app versus binging a show and then forgetting about Netflix altogether and dusting it off and be like, oh, I haven't used. It's like Jumanji, they just discovered the game all over again, dusting it off. Oh, I haven't used Netflix in a while. Let's see what they have. No, you want to have a reason for your regular subscribers to come back to your app to be able to watch content. And if you don't have that, you're failing because of the fact that you're trying to pick up on new subscribers. So what about the old subscribers? Don't we count? Don't we count for something? But even in my own head and everything, I'm thinking about even canceling Netflix because of what they're doing and because of the fact that after these two shows are gone, the only show I have left is Cobra Kai. So basically, what I was thinking about doing was binge watching Cobra Kai, canceling it, and then whenever the other new season comes out, doing the same thing. Unless they have something else that I might be interested in. But right now, there's nothing really on that list for me to even binge or anything. But that's just me and the stuff that I like and the content that I like. But you might be different. But I do feel like that Netflix is going to wind up taking a fall. I feel like they're going to be the ones that's going to be the next blockbuster. I feel like HBO Max might be taking that number one spot. I remember back in 2016 or 2017 or 18, back whenever they were doing the Marvel shows. Remember that? And we were always, the most popular thing that we ever said was, whenever we had an idea for a TV show that did well for a movie, or a movie did well, and we're like, you know what? Netflix should go ahead and put this out because they're doing a bang up job with the Netflix Marvel shows. And now it's becoming like very generic. It's becoming basically, if you think about it, best value. That's what it looks like to me. Netflix looks like it's best value, and they're trying to scramble up some way of actually doing stuff. And to me, who cares? I mean, I understand where, in a sense, where they're coming from with the password sharing and stuff like that, but at the same time, you don't have stuff that interests people, and therefore you're blaming the fact that you have other people that are on the same account and watching content. Yes, they may not be paying or whatever, but still, you're still making money off of that one other person that's subscribed to your app and to your service. But still, that's just my opinion. I hope that that I'm not hurting anybody by that, but still, I feel like, you're still benefiting off of the person that's on the account. And, I just feel that way. So, anyways, guys, that's going to be it as far as this goes. And, oh, yeah, Crichton. Let's see here. It's corporate greed and not really You're right. It's not listening to the people. All they care about is collecting their money, and that's it. But also, too, even with the pandemic going off, even with them sitting around in their corporate offices and stuff like that, they're trying to squeeze money out of something and hopefully to get something. And you're not making ends meet anywhere. And it's sad. It's sad to see that Netflix is now basically a great value when it comes down to streaming services. Because I remember once upon a time in 2016 or 17, it was like, you know what? Netflix should take this. Netflix should take this. Now it looks like, oh, Amazon is our next big thing because they have over $1 billion or $1 trillion into this because of the fact that their books. They also do other stuff within that bubble. So therefore, they have the money to fund something. So therefore, that's why they were able to do Halo or something like that. But I feel like that they lost who they are. I feel like Netflix lost who they were back in 2016, back in 2017, whenever they first started with doing the comic book shows and stuff like that. If they got back on that level of making stuff and giving some content for people to care about, I think that they can actually learn something from that. Also, too, another thing too is they canceled one of my other shows that I liked watching, which was Glow. And to me, they should have at least tied up one more season to see how that ended versus how they ended it. And yes, and I know I just got done saying that because of the fact that I'm that they don't care what you watch or anything like that doesn't mean that I shouldn't care about what I'm watching or anything like that. But still, that's just my viewpoints on some of the stuff that I thought of. But tell me in the comments, what do you think about all this and everything too? Are you going to be subscribing to Netflix? Are you not going to be subscribing to Netflix? Are you going to be paying the $15 fee without no ads or anything like that either? Because here's the thing, too, you actually have to look at families and stuff like that. And some families can't afford to push $15 a month for ad free. And also, too, even if they did the ads and stuff like that, nobody wants to sit through advertisements, even though, like I said, Tubi, Pluto TV, and stuff like that, and even Peacock also has ads, and those are doing well. But how long does it actually start tailing off to where it's going to be filtering out to where people are going to be tired of those ads? And same thing with Hulu. Hulu has ads too. But to me, I'm not interested in Hulu or anything like that at this time. But as for a consumer, if you're a parent, if you're someone that has kids or anything like that, are you guys interested in Netflix or anything like that? Are you interested in paying that $15 fee? And tell us below on what service that you do have. Tell me what things you like about Netflix, what things you don't like about Netflix in the comments below. Also, too, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Also, too, don't forget to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification on the bottom right hand corner to allow you guys to know when we have something new coming out. Now, speaking of something new, tonight, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, I will be going live. And we're going to be doing a breakdown of the Thor Love and Thunder trailer. And also, too, we're going to be doing some movie news, some Ezra Miller news. Don't even ask me why he was even doing anything again. But, we're going to be covering that. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff tonight. So go ahead, check us out at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. Also, too, go on ahead, get yourself an audio-only podcast wherever you guys get your major podcasts from. And, of course, go on ahead, follow me underneath Movie Lovers Unit on Twitter, Movie Lovers Unit 0 on TikTok. If you want to donate to us, all you have to do is go to buyusacoffee.com/movie lovers. And that's how you can donate over there. But simply just smashing that like button, smashing that subscribe button, and also, too, commenting below also helps us in a long way. So that's going to be it for the show. Also, too, if you want to go on ahead and reach out to me, just reach out to me at movieloversunite@gmail.com. And that's everywhere you can go ahead and reach me at. And always, until next time, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. I can't wait to do this again.